Alright, and we are back for the finals. I kept a 5-lander last game. I'm definitely not gonna keep that though. Alright, that's much better. That's a very solid mulligan. That's great. Well, really hate mulliganing on the play, but when you mulligan into hand as solid as this one, it's a pleasure. Not really, buddy. It's fine. Ooh, Gossip Monger. I would assume we are facing another fairly aggressive deck. That's not really surprising because, again, as I mentioned during the draft, I think the best deck are just white-green aggro deck. My opponent could also be playing white-blue aggro. I think white is one of the better color to play with blue. Red can be pretty decent if you have the good tempo cards, but there could also be on mono white. Ooh, Stern Constable. Alright. Oh, sure. I think I'll be down there. If my opponent wants to block, use the thing, and they think that I don't know about this interaction, I'll gladly trade my MI for a Gossip Tone Dude, whatever is the name. Especially since I don't really want to play the tracker with... I'd rather play the tracker on turn 4 and get a clue no matter what. Alright, I think this ended up being a fairly good trade for me, as this card can be quite threatening. I would obviously not have attack without a trick. Bygone Bishop is extremely threatening though. I guess it's approximately the same power level as a Tireless Tracker, so not the end of the world, but still pretty threatening. Do you want to attack with your Constable? I think it's a great play after playing a Bishop. No, I guess my opponent is just maybe... I don't know. They decided to make a coffee during the attack step because, for value. Alright, Traben Inspector was a solid top deck, pretty good with Tracker. I could bluff some sort of trick, but if my opponent just somehow blocks, I get pretty much destroyed, so might as well not do that. It's slightly clunky because I cannot play my Inspector of the 1 mana I do have, but I'd rather get the clue and the value. Yeah, white-green beatdown against white-green beatdown, and I would assume that my opponent first picked the Bishop as I first picked the Tireless Tracker, and playing white-green with a bunch of small creature and card advantage of clue is just one of the best things you can do in this set. A Logger. Not bad. Not bad. So let's see what happens if I go into combat step. I can attack with both. My opponent doesn't care. If they block here with 2 creatures, they can trade. I think I'm fine trading my Tireless Tracker for two creatures, honestly. But I would assume that they are just gonna take the damage from Tracker. Do I want to sacrifice that clue yet? Or do I rather cast a Traben Inspector? I think I'd rather cast a Traben Inspector. And maybe sacrifice my clues later on the game when I can sacrifice the clue and get the value of the... I can sacrifice those and flip my Logger and not play spell and still get value by sacrificing clue. Like next turn I could see myself doing that. They sacrifice their own clue. Alright, sure. Pretty sweet duel between Tireless Tracker and Bygone Bishop, which are quite similar in what they do. It's pretty sweet to see that. It's just duel of the white-green grindy deck. A bit like the finals of the of the last Pro Tour that just happened this afternoon. A Qatar, that's threatening. That's definitely threatening. I draw planes. All right, sure. I think time has come to beat down with the Tracker, and I think it's the turn where I want to flip my Logger. I could also play the Watcher, actually. I'm not sure which one is better, because Watcher blocks this and that very efficiently, which I can appreciate. On the other hand, I could eat my opponent for 5 and make sure like they cannot have puncturing light here. I think both lines are. I think I'll go with the clue and werewolf flip line. I should have tapped white green, by the way. Ooh, harvest end, that's interesting. Okay, that makes things slightly different. So do I rather cast this or flip my logger? I think I'd rather cast the harvest end. That match is definitely gonna be very interesting. If my opponent doesn't have a removal for the tracker, they are probably just gonna die. Ooh, alright, that's another pretty threatening card. I do have a good amount of chump blockers, so I don't feel too threatened about that though. Feel like I will take 5 this time because my opponent cannot activate the double strike, and I will need to chump block when they will be able to use double strike. I think it's going to be much more important at that time. Like, I will probably keep the inspector next turn to try to double block something. Okay, those are attacking. Do I want to trade my logger for the constable? I think I'm fine doing that because this could be annoying later on. And logger, I don't think I'm gonna make that flip very soon, so yeah, I would be fine making that trade, I think. Ooh, aim high onto that thing. That's very bad for me. My opponent would have gotten destroyed, straight up destroyed by what's the name of that card? Humble the Brute. Do I want to sacrifice a clue in response? Probably not. Yeah, there's not much. I mean, I could draw Rabbit Bite, but it's a sorcery speed spell, so yeah, that's really bad. That's really bad for me. Now I'm clearly losing this race. And there's not a whole lot I can do about that. My deck does have some removal, but none of my removal is, I think, good enough to get rid of the Qatar. I do have a good amount of chump blocker again, but yeah, I think I'm really in trouble here. Yeah, the tracker was making it that I could like raise my opponent fairly confidently, but here I will have to chump block each turn because this just kills me if it does hit me, and that's fairly unfortunate. I do have 2 clues, so oh, that's bad too. Yeah, I don't like my chances at all. Alright, investigation is not bad. Give me a bit of staying power, I guess. I guess I'll cast the vessel, and I think I'm just gonna have to jump back that each turn from now on, which is the real issue. Yeah, I don't think I can deal with that, unfortunately. Without that, I think I would be very favored to win because this is gonna give me a lot of advantage in the late game. But the card makes it this card makes it I'm very likely to lose. Yeah. And I mean, auras are pretty good in some matchup, pretty bad in most matchup. Especially like auras would have been awful against my last opponent, but in this matchup it's quite darn strong. Yep. Pretty bad. I do have to block both things there. Not much I can do about that. Yeah, that Qatar is just shifting the game towards my opponent winning fairly easily, unfortunately. Without that, I think I'd be fine. I'm just gonna I would beat my opponent card advantage wise. So it's really yeah, it's really the Qatar that's destroying me currently. I need to keep 3 mana for the vessel. I think I'll still sacrifice a clue. captain is not accomplishing much yet, and guess I'm just gonna pass the priority back and probably lose, unfortunately. Yep. There's... Unless I have thousands of werewolf onto the battlefield, or I can build a gigantic creature for rabbit bite, there's no way I can deal with the hope. They choose not to tap my Watcher during the end of the turn, which is probably not a good news, because that means that they probably have some sort of things in their hand. Yeah, the issue is that I think I could go through my entire deck drawing with Investigation and Clue and still never be able to deal with that thing. Thornhide Wolf. Cannot really be a good news. Right, let's gain a bit of life and a clue. Yeah. I do have card advantage here, but I'm gonna lose to that gigantic monster. Pretty much dead here, I think. If they use Constable twice, yeah, I'm dead on the board, actually. I can go back to 11, actually. Yeah, there's no way out of this game, unfortunately. I don't think so. Unless my opponent misplays very, very badly, which I don't think they would do. Alright, attacking with a Qatar, and that's it. Alright, then I chump block. I could just concede. If I had a few removal that could deal with that in my deck, I think I would be really... I could easily win, but I have nothing of that sort, unfortunately. Well, even if Sage became big enough, it would not be good enough, because they have the Stern Constable, so... Sounds pretty much over for me there, unfortunately. My opponent would have to make some very, very bad misplay, but if they just keep tapping something each turn and making me sacrifice a creature, basically, I'm gonna lose. Attacking with both of these. So I could get rid of the Thornhide Wolf. Not really, actually. No, never mind. I cannot do that. I guess I'll block like that. Don't really like that too much, but I think, yeah, I think I don't really have any better choice, unfortunately. And I need to keep the spider as long as possible onto the battlefield to potentially block everything if needed. But since I have the Constable, I don't think it does matter. Yeah. Yeah, I have no way to deal with that. I'm just gonna concede and spare my time and my opponent time. Unfortunately, I cannot deal with that. with just one Celestial Purge or whatever removal in my deck, I think I could easily just continue to draw a bunch of cards, unblock each turn, get rid of that, and then win with fairly good card advantage. But here I cannot deal with that, unfortunately. Alright. I think Might Beyond Reason might be pretty solid in this matchup. I don't like Watcher in the web too much. I'd rather be as aggressive as possible. And Expose Evil is probably also pretty good. I'm not sure what I would cut to play that though. Maybe aim highs. I mean, I showed it to my opponent, so I think it's less good. Alright. My mulligan was good, but yeah. I think I could have won. Yeah, that's the issue with my deck. It's really lacking removal, and sometimes it does not matter. It's not something that matters too much in this set, but here it definitely did matter. That hand is clunky, but I'm gonna keep it. I think it's good enough that I want that. I have perfect lands, solid 4-drop, solid 5-drop. Not the best, but I don't think that by mulliganing on the play in this matchup, I'll get much better result than what I would get with this hand. Well, if my opponent does have a turn 1 each game, it's gonna be very complicated for me to win too. My opponent draws were solid, like rock solid. A Quilled Wolf. Ugh. Well, I could already concede, almost. I will not, but this game is not going well. Unfortunately, I don't think this matchup is heavily favored to the opponent. I think our deck are probably pretty similar in terms of power level and stuff like that. But the way things worked out was pretty bad for me. For 1 green, there's not much my opponent could do, so I'm just gonna play my wolf and rabbit bite their wolf. Yep, I choose the other wolf, and I pass the turn. And now, yeah, I mean, I might sound a bit desperate, and I'm actually totally in this game still, but things are not shaping up too well. Moonlight Hunt was a very solid top deck. With the Sage and the Wolf, I can kill anything. I think I'll run out the Sage, especially with the Captain. That's sweet. Expose Evil is pretty good too. Nice. I will have to take damage from the Rabble dude because I don't really want to trade my Sage for that thing, but other than that, I might actually find a way to come back in this game. As my opponent just pumped twice and did not play anything, so this is gonna grow humongous. Amazing. Amazing. I like that a lot. And I think I'm just gonna play the Captain, kill the Courier, attack for a lot of damage, and next turn probably kill them with Expose Evil. That's great. Alright, well, I thought I was really in trouble, but the fact that they let me flip the Werewolf was quite sick. Oh, it's gonna flip back though. I did not thought about that. Ooh, that might be really, really bad. I still think I wanted to cast my 2 spell, and I'm gonna take the damage here. My opponent cannot give that double strike, and hopefully we'll win off the Expose Evil. That's pretty much my plan at this point. Alright, a Thornhide Wolf. Qatar, not bad. I think my best play is to attack with my Quill Wolf. If my opponent is willing to trade the Thornhide Wolf for a Quill Wolf activation, I'm completely fine with that, but I don't think they are willing to do so. Probably play the landscape because why not? And I think I want that to flip. I guess I could have kept the landscape in hand for the stage actually. Yeah. Alright, sounds good. As my opponent plays an Inquisitor before attacking, which makes sense. I think I'm just gonna take damage from the Rabblemonger. I don't really care about that too much. Ooh, they attack with the Wolf too? Huh. I did not really expect that, honestly. Well, I do have to block the Rabblemonger now. Alright, sure. Alright, I did not really expect that. I did not thought they would attack with the Thornhide Wolf. Alright, let's get a forest. Yeah, and I think my opponent is dead, bearing some weirdness. Okay. That should be game. In theory, at least. Yup. What could my... I guess if they have Puncturing Light, they beat me. So this is a card I should worry about. I have two choices. Either going for the kill. Well, actually this has Vigilance, so I would not die on the backswing. I would go down to 1. I think I'm gonna go for the kill. I mean, Puncturing Light pretty much destroys me here. But since I'm lacking a card, I could have... Yeah. I should not have played my landscape. That was a misplay. Because missing 1 damage kill here is really important. Yeah. Oh, they just conceded. But I should not have played my land because I would have had lethal damage with the land in hand without being forced to use the Quill Wolf. And if they have Puncturing Light, they can... If they use it, I can pump it in response. So that was a fairly big misplay. Just playing a land was a pretty big misplay on my side. But we managed to win off the Werewolf of Ancient Anger, which was pretty great. Alright, sweet. I do think that Might Beyond Reason is much less valuable on the draw, so I think I'm gonna cut that. Companion I think is fine in this matchup, a fairly early on aggressive creature. And I think I will go with that. Actually, Aim High is pretty good at untapping creature. I mean, so you can attack and still be in defense. So maybe I like that more than Strength of Arm. Yeah. Even though it's slightly more costly. Alright, well I was really in trouble early on, but somehow managed to win. But I definitely did not play that as good as I should have. Oh, come on. Yeah, I cannot keep that. That's slightly better. I guess you have a mult 2. Oh, they mult to 5. Alright, so yeah, I guess I cannot complain too much. They kept... Put a card on top, as I will clearly put that on top. Alright. So despite my mulligan, I think we are in decent shape here. Quilled Wolf. Alright, sure. Guess I'll play my Vessel and pass the turn. Next turn I'm likely to cast Harvest, and again I want to get value out of my tracker, so I'd rather cast that on turn 4. An Inquisitor. Ooh, Rabbit Bite, pretty good. I'll go with the Harvest End though. I'm blocking here. If they have a pump spell, it'd be what it be. I'd rather have them use their Aim High right now than anything else, and making this trade is great for me. The only thing I'm really worried about is the enchantment they played game 1, which would pretty much get me. I'm just gonna play my tracker. Play my planes, get a clue. And pass the turn. Take 5 there. Definitely not blocking. They have 1 card left in hand, which is not match. And I do have a removal and another good card. Yeah, I think I like my chances here. Alright, get another clue. I think if they had a pump spell, they would have used it already. And I think they are left with not match, so I think I'll take my chance at killing Odric right away and see what happens. If they have a +1/+1 trick, which I don't think there is in white green actually, I could sacrifice a clue in response, so there is that too. I think most trick are +2/+2, I mean +2 toughness at least, in white green. Alright, and I think I'm fine attacking. They cannot really use the puncturing light if they do have that, and I will use my vessel end of turn after taking, I guess, 2 from the Inquisitor. Ooh, Recruiter is extremely threatening. Jeez, that's not really something I wanted to see. But I still think I'm fine. Again, I'm slightly worried about the potential of an aura from my opponent, but that aside, I think I should be fine. Alright, Captain was definitely a solid top deck. Don't think I will equip the Scourge Sight anytime soon. Because I'd rather, for now I think I'd rather sacrifice Clue or keep Expose Evil available. As my opponent will most likely just search for creature end of turn with the Recruiter. Alright. Did they get something? A Dauntless Cathar. Pretty good, pretty good. I think I might have a kill next turn, though. Stern Constable and the Cathar, I guess. Well, this makes it less likely that I do have a kill, right? Let's sacrifice a clue. Ooh, Pack Guardian, that's not bad. So I could tap 2 things. And equip the side. So this could go up to 5 toughness. But I could just block with this and that. And I think they would not mind doing that. So I think I'm just gonna attack with the Spirit for now. Kinda wanna expose Evil end of my open turn so the Constable cannot tap anything. Kinda wanna play Quilled Wolf 2. Think I'm just gonna pass, and most likely also transforming the Recruiter is advantageous for me, I think. Most likely tap Cathar, Thornhide Wolf. Well, probably tapping that then. Let's see if my opponent wants to attack with anything. I don't think so, though. Alright. So I could expose Evil, the Constable, and the Wolf. I kinda wanna tap that. It sounds pretty good to me. They can block with the Cathar, but they will have to double block. I'm quite positive that I do have a kill if I do that. I think this should be game most of the time. Because if I equip that, they do have to double block it, and no, it does. No, I'm lacking a few damage. So my opponent does have to double block the tracker, but then they can block here too and just take 6 going down to 1. I'm lacking just 1 damage. And if I equip a spirit, it doesn't really work either. And if I equip there, they can just take the damage and block the 2 here. So I guess I'll block the tracker. So my opponent will lose 2 creatures in the process. They will lose their entire board, but the 2-tap creature, which cannot really kill me, especially if I play another creature of my own. So I think it's fine. And they will go down to 1. And I have 2 spirits, so I think it's the right path to follow. And even if they have the aura to pump the wolf, there will not be many creatures left on the battlefield, and they can tap my blocker, attack for 6, but 9. I think I feel quite fine at 9 life here. I think I can afford to make that rather risky, but probably good enough attack. Alright, interesting. Well, this way they make sure my thing dies. I guess it makes sense. Yeah, sure. So I guess they are going down to 2 there. I could sacrifice a clue. I don't think I really want or need to do that though. Fine making those trades. Again, I don't think there's anything that kills me, at least not in white-green. And now I can just cast my wolf. Probably equip the sight onto the human and pass the turn. And they need to deal with my 4/4 menace. They need to deal with too many things, and again I don't think there's anything that kill me there. An attack with both creature. No reason not to block. I don't think there's anything that could. A combination of 2+2+2 3 could kill me. Oh, they had that. Interesting. That's actually pretty good at putting my opponent back on track, actually. All right, a tenacity, very interesting. So they are not dead, and I can only attack with my 2 spirits. Not sure if it was a top deck or they already had that, but I guess I could have a Quill Wolf onto the battlefield, which would be pretty good. But I would be at 2. That's the cost, and I don't really think I want to go down to 2 because I'm winning that off card advantage pretty conveniently. So yeah, I think I'll play that, play my companion, and pass the turn. And I do have my the advantage of my flyer. I have enough blocker for the Tornado Wolf for quite a bit of time. I'm drawing cards. I mean, this game is not over though. Definitely not over. Alright, that doesn't accomplish a whole lot. Provide my opponent with another blocker, I guess, more than anything else. I think I'll sacrifice the Vessel before using Clue. Ooh, Sage of Ancient Lore. I like that. Double block here. So no, I cannot kill my opponent this turn. Maybe soon, but not this turn. Tapping this thing, yeah. Can definitely not kill them now, that's for sure. think this turn I'd rather play Solitary Enter and sacrifice a Cluedo over playing the Sage of Ancient Lore. I should worry about the time too, I guess. But winning in 4 minutes off this board stage with the opponent left with nothing seems something I could do without too much trouble. They are dead there unless they top deck something. So I guess I can tap this, but they would die. Yeah. Let's go into combat step. Oh, I can attack with everything. Can I? Should I? Double block here. Unless I have another tenacity, I think it's game over, honestly. And double tenacity is so unlikely that, yeah, alright. That's gonna be game and match. Alright, well, I'm still rather unhappy about some plays I made, but overall that draft was pretty sweet. And I hope you enjoyed. If you did, again, feel free to leave a like or subscribe. It's really appreciated. And I see you guys for another draft, I guess. Thank you for watching.